Welcome back, guys, to another top-notch video. This week we're going to be reviewing the markets from the last week, so let's dig right into it. This last week we saw some volatility, so as always, volatility is starting to really pick up just all the month of February pretty much into March. So we're going to move into our funds. So our IVV fund, or C fund, S&P 500. Let's take a look at it, a broad shot. So last week we were right around here, and we definitely struggled here. Like I said, you're going to start to see, off a big loss usually, you start to see a W-type effect take place before you start to make higher highs. Monthly charts, yearly charts look very good, guys, for a bullish trend, but you got to understand that volatility is not the enemy here. It's just a part of markets. It's part of life. I think that based off charts, we could see a test of these recent lows, so just keep that in mind as we move forward. Let's look at it on the charts. On our weekly chart, we still have a lot of negative energy here. We did see a big, for price action, a big spinning top, which usually indicates a change in the trend. I don't know if we'll see a change in trend or not. I think it might just hit those recent lows down here, and we'll go from there. Since we have negative energy on the weekly chart, we have to look more closely to these other charts. So on our 2-day chart, we are coming out of this, but I just wouldn't be surprised if, in order to get a clear picture of what this is doing here, it looks like it's coming out. We have to look at our 4-hour chart. So here's that W effect again. Big lows here, up, down, up possibly. Not a prediction, guys, just pointing to probabilities and what we've seen in the past with markets. Let's look at the 4-hour. So on our 4-hour chart for IVV, we are still in the negative. I wouldn't be surprised if that continued for this week. I haven't seen anything that indicates this moving back up, so just watch that for your funds. Moving into our S fund, or VXF ETF, or the Dow Jones. Not a lot of difference from our S&P 500 chart, guys. Look at this. This looks like a big W that is forming. I don't know if it might bounce off this line here. We could possibly see that for this week, but I definitely think we could revisit either this line here or even possibly this line here for our W. Let's look at it on the charts. So, as you can see, we got another big spinning top here for the most part, right here. We got negative energy on our weekly, so we have to dig into our 2-day. 2 days looks like it's coming out, guys, but it could be a 2-day reversal or a 2-day fake out. We got to look at our smaller charts to kind of get a better picture. And as you can see, we're heading towards, our blue line is heading more towards our red line. Again, we haven't had this since about mid-February when we saw our cross here. So that's just an indication, I think, guys, for that W effect to happen. I really think that that is definitely on the realm of possibilities of coming back down to here or here. Once again, it's just probability, it's not a prediction, but just something to keep in mind. Let's move forward on our next chart. International Money, iFund, or EFA, ETF. So let's take a look at that. As you can see, this W is already taken a pretty good effect here. I think we could see, like here, we're testing this line this week, guys. We could even test this line. I don't know where this could go. Let's look at it on the charts. This will give us a clear picture. With EFA on our weekly chart, still negative energy. Nothing points to seeing just it continues to go down. I don't have any signs here to buy this fund right now. On our 2-day chart, it looks like we're coming out, but with our 4-hour chart, still a lot of negative energy. I wouldn't start buying this fund until you see a reversal of the 4-hour chart on this point. So just got to keep watching. Just got to keep watching and waiting and being patient for the time to buy in. Let's move to our last chart for today, guys, which is going to be bonds, F fund, or the AGG ETF. AGG has been having a pretty rough year. As you can see, it's moving. It's still sitting right around, a lot of indecision here, down at this 106 mark, 106.50 mark. Based off of what we saw with our TSP talk, if I go back to that, like I said, with our AGG fund, if I can find it, where did it go? That's not showing up right now. try this again. 1 second. There she is. So with our AGG chart, we did just nix our 20-day moving average here, and we did move out of this channel, so that's something to keep in mind. Still pretty low here. I would like to see a bottom of this before. I just don't know if this is the bottom or not. So I would just keep that in mind. If we look at it on our charts, our weekly chart, we are going from a DO of 8 straight to 803. So that's our lowest we've probably ever seen. Just a very small move. So this next week could be a positive week for AGG, but I would be very cautious still. On our 2-day moving charts, we have moved into positive energy on here, but we have not crossed on our line, and I have not seen any movement based off price action yet since the 23rd of February. We're still sitting just a lot of indecision, not a lot of movement on this chart. If we look at our 4-hour chart, we are coming out of a positive energy here. And just if you look at this up here, guys, just the price has just not really gone anywhere since the middle of the month of February. I'm just not really interested in this until I can see some positive energy out of this chart for the most part. So we'll continue to watch and go from there. So that brings us to all our funds for this week. Like I said, we don't do the G fund unless it's defensive. I think that we could definitely prevent some things this week based off of probability. With those charts moving below their 50-day moving average, we decided to allocate some of our funds. We did 50% allocation to the G fund to watch and wait for that to hit the bottom again. It's not a prediction, it's based off of probability. So we're going off the probability that it will come back down. And it could not. I don't know. We are hoping that it might, and then that way we're safeguarding half our funds. And if we're wrong, we still have half our funds still in the market. We also did an allocation change for money being put in. As you know, March's allocation has not been put in yet. I almost guarantee it'll go in on the 5th, so Monday. With that, we instead of having our allocation go to the S fund, we moved it to the G fund as well. Like I said, it'll probably be really quick with that W. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened this week. If we make an allocation change during the week, we will put it in the comments below of this video so you'll know if we made an allocation change. We'll put the allocation change in there as well. But that's all I really had for this week, guys. If you have questions or concerns, go ahead and write them in the comments below. Go ahead and share, like, subscribe this video. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. That's another top-notch video.